Galactic Concordance, 5 species you've never met. 10,000 worlds, 20 galactic regions, a single ancient governing body that calls itself the Galactic Concordance, bureaucratic, cautious, and older than most of the species it presides over. Only 1,000 of those 10,000 worlds have ever been formally contacted. The other 9,000 are still out there, unmapped, waiting. Today we're opening the archive on 5 of the species already living inside that concordance. 5 very different answers to the same question every civilization eventually asks itself out here among the stars. What does it actually mean to survive, together, as something other than human? First, the Virell, of the Coral Expanse. They are the Concordance's oldest surviving diplomatic power, ancient, serene, and built from something closer to living light than solid flesh. A Virell's skin is translucent, deep blue-violet, and threaded through with soft cyan-white bioluminescence that pulses gently with their own thoughts, visible the way a jellyfish glows in an aquarium tank. They do not raise their voices. They have never needed to. In 11,000 years of recorded history, no Virell elder has ever been recorded making a decision in anger, and every other species in the concordance, without exception, still asks their opinion before starting a war. Second, the Sharaal, scouts and trackers of the contested worlds of the Verdant Drift. Where the Virell are stillness, the Sharaal are motion. Vivid cheetah gold fur, black tear-line markings, claws that can shear through alloy plating, and beneath all of it, a face built close enough to human that you'd swear, for half a second, that you were looking at one of your own. You would be wrong. A Sharaal scout can track a single scent across 4 biomes and a burned battlefield, and the Concordance has learned, the hard way, never to hire just one. When the job matters, they come in pairs. They have never once needed a third. Third, the Voltarai, of the volcanic worlds of the Ashfall Territories. They are not flesh at all. A Voltarai is a column of living, coherent plasma held roughly into a person shape by nothing more than its own sheer will. White-hot at the core, shifting to electric blue and molten orange at the edges, with no legs, no bones, no solid body of any kind beneath the waist. Just light, tapering into more light. Diplomats find them unsettling to negotiate with. Soldiers find them worse to fight. The Voltarai themselves find the question strange. To them, a body that stops being itself the moment the light goes out was never really solid to begin with either. Fourth, the Threnn Collective, of the Colony Strand. This is the one that unsettles new Concordance members most. A Threnn is not one being. It is hundreds of small, individually visible linked organisms, iridescent teal and violet and gold, held together by threads of light into something that walks, speaks, and thinks as a single person, until the moment it doesn't want to be one anymore, and quietly isn't. The Concordance still hasn't decided what pronoun its own charter should use for a species that can, technically, split itself into a crowd and reassemble by morning. The Threnn find the question amusing. They've had 11,000 years to get used to being the strangest thing in the room. And fifth, the Ignari, rare and dangerous, of the volcanic worlds of the Ashfall Territories. Ember obsidian skin, molten gold veins tracing beneath it like living tattoos. Hair that is not hair at all, but living flame, flickering gently with every breath she takes. The Ignari are so rarely encountered that most Concordance citizens go their whole lives believing they're a myth, a story told to frighten young diplomats about what happens if you underestimate a species that looks, at first glance, like nothing more than a beautiful distraction. 5 species, 1 galaxy, 9,000 worlds still completely unmapped, and a Concordance old enough to have forgotten how much of its own archive it still hasn't actually read. If you want to know who else is out there, tell us in the comments which species you'd like to see next. And subscribe, because we've barely started charting this galaxy. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button, subscribe to the channel to help it grow, and leave a comment.